The Importance of Powerful Questioning by David Grupp. One of the great challenges in my ministry has been counseling and conflict resolution. At the very beginning of this course, there was a graphic of a survey by Barna, which I found to be very applicable. I can identify with the feeling that many other pastors have experienced of not being well prepared for counseling and conflict. That is why I have really appreciated what I have learned in this course. One area in particular that I would like to focus on is The Art of Coaching by Linda Miller. In my limited experience, the traditional model of the pastor providing the answer seems to be fairly ineffective, and the prospect of another approach is very appealing. One section called Powerful Questioning provokes some thinking on my part. Linda Miller says, layered upon deep listening is the skill of powerful questioning. The most powerful questions come in small packages with a simple shape. They are open-ended and require a detailed response. Jesus asked questions throughout his ministry. Look through the New Testament and watch for Jesus' questions. As I pondered this, I recollected a great example of this from the life of Jesus. Jesus was faced with a question from a lawyer. Who is my neighbor? How I would have been tempted to have given a definitive answer, to launch into a mini sermon about loving everyone and doing good to all. Jesus certainly would have had the wisdom and could no doubt have given a great sermon. But instead, he resisted such a temptation and told a story that we commonly call the Good Samaritan. The story of the Good Samaritan is very dramatic, with characters that would stir emotions and, more importantly, lead the lawyer in a different way of thinking. It was obvious who the good guy was and who the victim was and who were the people who were uncaring and not loving their neighbor. At the end of the story, he asked the lawyer a powerful question. Which of these three do you think proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers? This was a question that provoked thought on the lawyer's part and enabled him to answer his own question. His problem, his question had been, who is my neighbor? How do I apply this biblical truth to my life and situation? He knew the answer, but needed the right question to draw it out. The lawyer responded, the one who showed him mercy. This was the answer that was needed. Jesus does not, however, leave the lawyer there with just the theoretical, but challenges the lawyer to act on this knowledge when he says, you go and do likewise. Jesus did not provide the answer, but gave the framework and helped the lawyer to answer his own question. There is no question that he arrived at the answer and that Jesus took that correct answer and challenged him to act on it. As Linda Miller states, powerful questioning is a core coaching skill because of its ability to help people think differently and move forward. The goal of coaching and counseling is always that people would experience life change. This can only happen as people begin to think differently. People often do not think differently just because they receive new information, but they must learn to think differently, and this is where powerful questioning can provide an effective tool. In summary, I am reminded of a quotation sometimes attributed to Samuel Butler. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. In a model where the counselor provides the solution without participation of the person being counseled in the process, this saying is often true. It would seem that powerful questioning can greatly aid people in arriving at their own solution to the problem, enabling them to take ownership and action. I know that in future I intend to begin incorporating powerful questioning in any future counseling that I do.